For example, I've worked with large telcos, PCCW, for example. They wanted to go into the video market. They're a telco company with some video experience, but not that much. So I helped them define their product, introduce them mainly on the European markets. Basically built their video offer from more or less scratch. I worked a lot with Ericsson Broadcast Services in their growth also, both by acquisitions and by new products and developments. I work also with a certain number of over-the-top companies, which I can't disclose the names. So all the new ways of distributing video and television channels to final consumers. I work with cloud companies, also providing technical services to the TV industry in the cloud.
Got it. Super. Okay.
Always about growth, understanding the products, the market, and the competitors. So it can be internal growth, external growth, a bit of everything.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess maybe to start off, what's the current state of the world of video in Western European video when it comes to satellites?
Yeah. Well, basically, I think you have to look a bit at the technology itself and where it's good and where it's not so good, because that explains quite a bit. The satellites are typically a one-to-many distribution technology, meaning that it's the same cost to send a channel to one person or 1 billion people. It's the same cost. So if you have to send the same content at the same time to a lot of people, then satellite is going to be the most cost effective. It also reaches nearly 1/3 of the world with one satellite. So if you want to distribute on a large geography at the same time, the satellite is equipped for that. It also reaches complicated areas over the sea or in islands or mountains. However, compared to other technologies, it's a unilateral technology, meaning that you can send something, but it's quite difficult to receive some information. So no interactivity. And it has also a limited bandwidth. So you can't go crazy in the number of things you send, or otherwise it doesn't work.
Yep.
Fiber on the other side, and it's through a fiber or IP, just the regular internet, is a one-to-one technology. So you need a fiber to link to a different fiber for every person or every person you want to reach. It's not available everywhere. If you want to distribute in airplanes or in ships or in the middle of this small island in the middle of some ocean, you will probably not have a fiber readily available, nor will you have internet readily available. However, on the plus side, again, it has close to infinite bandwidth. If you look at the fiber optics today crossing the Atlantic Ocean, only about 30% of the wavelengths are lit, which means we're only using 30% of the capacity available, which could be increased just by the switch of a button. So there's no real constraint in terms of bandwidth. And it's a bidirectional technology, meaning that if you send something to someone, the person can ask for something else, you can interact, you can talk, and there's no delay.